The beauty and the allure of women and femininity. Does a good magician ever give away the secrets to his tricks? Hello Harmony Cultivators. Today I'm going to be discussing the differences in the concept of feminine energy in the New Age movement circles compared to what Chinese medicine has to say about feminine or what is considered yin energy. If you're not familiar with what yin and yang is, make sure you check out my video where I describe what attributes are considered feminine and which attributes are considered masculine in Chinese medicine. So I've noticed that there's a large aspect of the feminine energy kind of movement for feminine energy to be really pushed as something that's strong, bold, or even shocking in order to be normalized or accepted. However, from my observations of what yin is in Chinese medicine, shows us that this might actually be the exact opposite of what yin or feminine truly is, and that these new methods or conceptions of feminine or yin are actually very yang. Yin by nature is discreet, mysterious, hidden, inside, quiet, and still. Yang would be something that's considered loud, forward, bold, direct, outgoing. So I want to propose the idea maybe that revealing every single detail about women and our bodies, our minds, and our power is actually maybe weakening our feminine energy and masculinizing us. This constant repetition, which, by the way, is one of the greatest forms of normalizing and accepting everything and anything, may be misleading us in a direction we may not want to go if we're truly striving to cultivate our feminine energy. When I see this push for normalizing different bodies, it has the outward appearance of being something that can be very positive and really hold the potential to help people. But plastering images on the internet of our stretch marks, flab, whatever perceived imperfections that we may have, I don't believe is the cure to the issues that are at the core to why we view things internally in a certain way. Have images of women and also men long been, manipulated and photoshopped? Yes. And do they continue to be today? Absolutely. We're kind of reaching new heights of that even with, these kind of instant filters and things. But it's just merely seeing more imperfections, even to the point, like I said earlier, where they're raw or crude and shocking, and shoving them down everyone's throat on the internet, really the way to go about a change in our hearts and minds and change the mental images that we hold internally of our concept of beauty and imperfection. Do we have to define and categorize every single thing? And it seems to be in a similar manner that, if we truly accepted or loved our bodies, that we would be free and liberated and running through the forest naked, posting videos and images online of us being sexy and crawling on the ground like an animal and, having to show or prove just how comfortable or accepting and loving that we are of ourselves and our bodies. There is nothing any longer left to the imagination. And that's kind of exactly, in my opinion, of what yin is. Yin is that mystery, it's the imagination. So another example of this is this normalizing of women's cycles, right? Posting these very intimate or crude images of, blood and all these things, there's really no mystery left as to what happens or how we feel or what we experience. Eliminating the mystery, pinpointing, and throwing science into the mix of, all of our cycles and these things to precise words and posts eliminates all mystery and magic from who we are and what we're capable of. Does a good magician ever give away the secrets to his tricks? And it's to the point where it's very trendy to share in detail aspects of our intimate life online, whether it's, even if it's just these very kind of crass tips. But then what's funny is that a lot of times these are simultaneously proclaiming it to be, divine and sacred and something deserving of respect. While intimacy can absolutely be a spiritual experience, the ancients did not share this knowledge with everyone and to anyone. The most important and sacred information was passed down directly between women or lineages, And this was done privately, quietly, and secretly, precisely because it was valued, not because it wasn't. Even pregnancy and birth, men were spared the details and sometimes, even discouraged from being at the births in past times, and only women were allowed to, engage and partake in these types of activities. And this was back when, our families, our communities, our connections were trusted and strong. With scientism and modern times, we have dissected and compartmentalized every part of really life at this point that we can, but yet we still don't completely understand how we are able to bring, a baby, another life, earthside. There's still this aura of magic and amazement and awe and mystery. And this is why, it doesn't matter how many babies you've seen, each time you see a newborn, it's really unbelievable almost. One thing that I have appreciated and observed in Chinese culture in general is the ability they have to incorporate beauty and incorporate poeticness almost into nearly every aspect, including the sciences. You rarely get a very direct answer fed to you. It's always spoken in metaphors, and it's something where, it's really for each individual to ponder and understand for themselves. But the general message is the same. And, I believe that is precisely it. The beauty and the allure of women and femininity resides not in what we know, but in what we don't know. The unknown is what entices one to seek. Does feminine energy need to constantly be revealed or boasted on to prove its powers? Or can we surrender our need to prove a point and let it demonstrate itself?